So, hi, in this video, we're going to continue sketching exponential graph, but this time we're going to do the base a in natural number. So for your information, a is approximately 2.718. So just think about it's the constant, okay? Now, to sketch exponential function, like what we did last time, is we going to find the asymptote y. So let's say the original equation is y equal n times a to the power of bx plus h plus k. So the asymptote is always the translation up and down, right? So y asymptote y equal k. Then we have four different type of shape. So if you have the asymptote here, y equal k, and in the more basic form with no reflection, n is positive and b also positive. So n is positive, b positive, then your shape, the more basic one, will look like that. Okay. If you have if you have a negative outside, it's the reflection, so n is negative and B, let's keep it B positive. Then it's the reflection in the x-axis. It go like this, go upside down. All right. Now, if you have um, n, now I keep n positive. Now I make B negative. So if B negative here is the reflection in the y-axis, and it's look like this now. Okay. And finally, if you both have negative and negative, B negative, then it will look like this. Okay, so you have four different types. And once you've done that, you can find the X and the Y and the Z. Now, let's go over this example here. My first step is I identify the asymptote, which is y equal -2. So here, y equal -2. Okay. Now, here I have positive, here I also have positive x, so it's no reflection. So I know that my shape is like that, but it could look like that, roughly or like that. So, but I know for sure that they're going to cut the x and the y axis. So before I sketch it, I'm going to figure out the x and the y first. So I'm going to find the y-intercept. So to find the y-intercept, I let x equal 0. Okay, so substitute 0 in. Y equal a to the power of 0 plus 1 minus 2. A to the power of 1 equal a minus 2. So if you think about what is that approximately, a is about 2.71 minus 2, that gives you about 0.71. So that gives you a rough idea where they are, but you don't have to write all of these one. Okay, you just know that it's 0.71 ish. So it will be here. So I'm label that as 0, comma a minus 2. All right. Then I'm going to find the x-intercept. So to find the x-intercept, I let y equal 0. Okay. So I have a to the power of x plus 1 minus 2 equals 0. Then I move the 2 over, a to the power of x plus 1 equal 2. Now to solve for x, I need to get rid of a, and the opposite of exponential is log. So I think about I log a on both sides like that. So log a of a will go away. So x plus 1 equal log a of 2. Okay, and log a of 2, then you take 1 over, so log a of 2, and then minus 1. Okay. If you want to know where that is roughly, think about log 2.7 of 2. What is that? What is actually that? So think about log 2.7 of 2.7. That's give you 1, right? Log 2.7 of 1 will give you 0. So this means if I want to log 2.7 of 2, you can see 2 in between 1 and 2.7. So I know the answer will be 0 point something. I don't know the answer exactly, but I know it's 0 point something here. So 0 point something minus 1, that will give you negative 0 point something. Okay, that's how you estimate what is the what is the approximate position. All right, let's drop this out. You don't need this when you show the working out. So I'm going to label this here. It's about negative 0 point something. So roughly here, log A of 2 minus 1, and then I do comma 0. Okay, and eventually I just link these together. There you go. You get the shape. Here we're going to do another example. Here is pretty much the same thing. Here I'm going to find the asymptote, which is 3. Another way you think about it, if you just move the 3 to the back, you can see negative 2 AF plus 2 plus 3. So you can see this is the asymptote. Okay. So y equals 3. Now, there's a negative outside, so that's a reflection in the x-axis, and there's a positive, so just reflection. So if we go like this, so when it go like this, it could go like this, or I don't know, the x and the y intercept again. I'm going to find the map first. Okay, so to find the y-intercept, I let x equal 0. So I have y equal negative 2 a to the power of 0 plus 2 plus 3, negative 2 a squared plus 3. Okay. I don't know the exact solution to this, but I know, think about a squared is 2.7 squared. And 2.7 squared, think about 2 squared equal 4, 3 squared equal 9. So 2.7 squared have to be between 4 and 9. And it's more toward 9, right? Okay, it's 2.7. So the answer will be either, 7 or 8. And think about when you time by negative 2, it's going to give you a really big negative number. And when you plus 3, it's still negative. So you know that the whole answer here will be negative. So I know it's under the x-axis. Okay. So when I label it, I know that it will be somewhere here. So 0 comma negative 2 a squared plus 3. And then to find the x-intercept, I let y equal 0. So you would have negative 2 ax plus 2 plus 3 equals 0. Negative 2 ax plus 2 equal negative 3. You divide it by negative 2 over. It's become 3 over 2. And what you do next is, now carry out this. So I have a x plus 2 equal 3 over 2. Now to get rid of a, as I said, you just log a on both sides. So think about doing the same on both sides. Log a of a will go away. Okay, so you end up having x plus 2 equal log a of 3 over 2. And then you move the 2 over by minus 2 here. Okay, so I know because my shape will look like this, so surely this x-intercept will be somewhere on the negative region. So I label that as log a of 3 over 2 minus 2 comma 0. And it will go like this. All right. Now, how do we find the rule of the image with different transformation? Now, I do have two examples here. A dilation from the x-axis. So they give you the original, a is the power of x, right? Dilation by 2 from the x. Let's start with f of x first. And you can forget what's the equation is. We worry about that later, okay? Dilation by 2 from the x. This means it's affecting the y value by putting the 2 outside. So it will be 2 f of x. So we done that. Followed by a reflection in the x-axis. This means there will be a negative outside, so negative 2 f of x. And then followed by a translation 3 unit in the positive x direction. So this means the x here, you're going to replace the x by, if it's positive in the x direction, it will become x minus 3, and then the negative 2f right again, and then 4 unit in the negative direction. So 4 unit means the whole thing will take away 4. So you would have minus 4 here. Okay, so that would be your image equation. So when you write it, you would write, so now you put it back. The rule is y equal ax. So sorry, let's call that f of x. So f of x equal ax. So the image will be, so f of x minus 3, you're going to replace as a to the power of x minus 3. Okay, then you times by negative 2 outside, then you minus 4. So this will be the image equation. So image is y equal the whole bunch of things there, right? Similar to this question here, but this time they change the order around. So we always start with f of x. We just forget what it is for now. Then we just do normal. A translation 3 unit in the positive direction of the x-axis. So this means x will become x minus 3. 4 unit in the negative direction of the y-axis. This means the whole thing, f of x minus 3, and then minus 4. Okay. Then followed by a dilation of 2 from the x-axis. So what that means is the whole equations, you're going to times by 2. So think about the whole thing here, times 2. So 2f of x minus 3 minus 4. Before you move on, you might need to simplify first. So expand the math. Okay, 2 times f and then 2 times 4. So 2f of x minus 3 minus 8. And then what do we have next? The last one is followed by a reflection in the x-axis. So a reflection in the x-axis means the whole thing is negative. So think about you put the whole thing in negative. So you would end up having negative 2 f of x minus 3. And you need to do the negative here as well. So it's become plus 8. Right? So your image equation will be, now I put it back. So y equal e to the power of x. So the image will be y equal f to the power of x minus 3 will be e to the power of x minus 3 times negative 2 plus 8.